Today we're going to be talking about hair loss. We've actually been receiving a lot of calls from people that are experiencing all of a sudden thinning hair, and they have lots of questions and they're wondering how Dermatologists International and its formulas help their specific condition. Now, believe it or not, I was actually experiencing hair loss too. When I was 25, all of a sudden I was losing my hair. You could actually see my scalp. It was thinning. And this is when I personally took the time to educate myself on the different causes of hair loss. And I received that you do the same too, because this information will help you for a lifetime, not only to address the current condition that you're experiencing, but also you actually want to prevent it. You don't want to find yourself in a repair stage. We will take care of that now, but hopefully we're going to work together to prevent this from happening in the future. One of the things that we've learned in working with dermatologists across the nation is that 90% of all the conditions and all the cases that are seen in hair care clinics are actually preventable. Can you imagine? 90%. A lot of people think this is simply hereditary, but no, 90% are actually preventable. So this is going to require some time to talk about hair loss causes, just so that we can address it and see how formulas like Derger's Rejuve 3 helps to not prevent and maintain actually beautiful hair and prevent hair loss. Number one, let's talk about the 3 different causes of hair loss. 1, there's hormonal factors. There's also mechanical factors, and there's also disease or illness. So those are the 3 major factors of hair loss. When we say hormonal factors, we're referring to DHT, which is dihydrotestosterone. And I received that you take the time to watch that video called Dihydrotestosterone, DHT, which is one of the leading theories of hair loss. And that's going to require some time to explain, so do watch that video. There's also pregnancy, of course. A lot of pregnant women find that during pregnancy or shortly thereafter giving birth, they're all of a sudden experiencing hair loss. Or birth control. Well, if you're all of a sudden taking a new birth control pill or you've changed it, then there's differences in your hormone levels and you may experience some hair loss as a result. Keep in mind that it's actually normal to lose between 50 to 100 hair strands every single day. Yes, I said 50 to 100. So don't panic if you see it in the tub when you wash your hair or when you brush your hair. This is normal. But if you're all of a sudden experiencing excessive hair loss, then of course that's what we just addressed, the number 1 factor, which is the hormonal. And now let's move on to mechanical. When I say mechanical factors, I'm referring to a condition called trichotillomania. And that is actually referring to someone that is constantly pulling their hair. This actually might be as a result of being nervous. It actually happens more in young children, of course, less often in adults. And so really the remedy to that is to treat the cause that's maybe producing that condition, which is not necessarily, hair loss is just like the aftermath. So, the treatment would be to address, what may be causing that distress. It may also be hairstyling treatments. A lot of people are using a lot of hairstyling products out there that's causing a film on the scalp. It's something, and often something you can't see, and so that film is going to clog up the pores, and over time, of course, we know this is not good. It's going to clog up the pores. The blood circulation is not the same, and so if the hair follicle is not getting the necessary nutrients, then of course hair loss could be a result of that factor. There's also hair braiding or even weaves. If you wear a ponytail way too tight, like think about it, you're constantly tugging at that hair follicle, and over time that's obviously going to weaken it, and over time then it could cause hair loss. The good thing is if you catch it soon enough, it is treatable. So now that you know it could be your hairstyle, then think back. How long have I been doing this? Could that be a factor? I'm just giving you ideas of what could be, causing your hair loss, so you can look at your own individual case and then perhaps determine It could be a combination of the things that I'm mentioning, or it could just be one. One of the most important things to talk about, of course, is the third factor, which is disease or illness. All of a sudden, perhaps you experienced a severe flu or a cold, and because of your, let's say, your immune system, it's more vulnerable at that time. All of a sudden, you're taking medicine, then, as a result, you could experience temporary hair loss. Also, thyroid disease. Now, I say this very carefully because if you have a thyroid disease, which I receive you don't, but it's your body's way of alerting you that something's going on internal. So if you're losing your hair all of a sudden, how else is your body going to scream at you to let you know that, it's time to visit a doctor to see what's going on internally? But, be on alert for that, to know that, yes, that is one of the early signs of thyroid disease. Also, if you just experienced major surgery, of course, with all the different medicines, after a month or two, you may see all of a sudden that you're shedding excessive hair. You could also be receiving this as a result of cancer treatment, chemotherapy, and stress. Let's talk about stress for a second. Stress is actually one of the leading factors of hair loss. Now, you could use any product in the world, but if you're not doing anything to decrease that level, of course, it's your body's way of, once again, screaming at you, trying to slow you down, trying to let you know that you're experiencing too much stress. Whoa, take a second, breathe, analyze the situation and try to do what's necessary to reduce the stress level. Whether to handle that situation at hand, whether it's to get a massage, whether it's a hot bath, whether it's working out to decrease, the stress levels. These are the sorts of things that you deserve. Of course, your body is letting you know that you need to slow it down. And also for women, low iron is a big issue, actually. Low iron levels is proven to be also one of the leading hair loss causes in women. So if you are experiencing all of a sudden excessive hair loss, you might want to see a doctor and ask him or her to check your current iron levels, since it has proven to be one of the causes of hair loss. So again, I'm just giving you an idea of some of the causes. Each individual case is different, of course. The formulas that we have at Dermatologists International have been long recommended by dermatologists for over 40 years because they're all natural treatments. For people that are experiencing any of the hair loss causes that I've mentioned, the dermatologists have recommended our maintenance system, because you want an all-natural shampoo that's going to unclog the pores, cleanse the strand, also address the scalp, which is the reason why you may have unclogged pores. You want great blood circulation to the scalp, which is what our formulas do, and the fact that it restores the moisture level. A lot of products out there actually take away all the natural oils that your scalp requires, but our formulas instead provide the optimal environment for healthy hair growth. Now, mention that I said healthy hair growth and not healthy hair, because hair is actually dead protein. So this right here is dead. There's nothing I can do in the world to revive something that is dead. So I cannot say healthy hair. That is scientifically impossible. It is healthy looking hair, yes. I can make it shiny, I can make it less brittle, which is what our products do. But you can't have healthy hair. You can have healthy looking hair. You can't have a healthy dead body. That's physically impossible. But you can have healthy looking hair. And so these are some of the things that Dermatologists International is doing to educate people around the nation, because of course ultimately the more you're empowered, the better positioned you are to make great decision about the hair products that you purchase. If you have any questions, that's what we're here for. Please contact us, Dermatologists International. Check us out at dermatologists.com, or simply give us a call. We're reachable at 313-887-5184, and we're more than happy to answer any of your hair or scalp questions that you may have.